I've tried making a lot of things because that's kind of how I fill a lot of my personal time and always feel like I'm being useful. I have a fully finished book just lying around somewhere on my computer. It's about 200 something pages. I'm currently working on a big old D&D world. I've got uh, about 10 pages at the moment. It's nothing too big, but I've got a lot of ideas and I'm continuing to build on it. I have a few songs out there from my time doing music tech and stuff like that. And of course, the most obvious one is the YouTube, which I'm always doing. I've been doing it for 2 years now. It's pretty awesome. And sometimes I feel like I should leave a project midway through because it is beyond saving. I felt like this with that book I was writing. I am feeling like this with a current project. And it's a natural thing that can develop over time due to losing an element of passion for the project after sticking with it for a while and like slowly losing sight on that original idea. Here's how to fix a project that you have no idea how to save, that you think is just gone, because anything like that can be saved because you started it for a reason. So the reason that I'm making this is because it's kind of related to me, and we'll get onto that in a second. But the main bit of advice that I wanted to give that is helping me out a lot with this project I'm kind of doing is completely changing it. Hear me out. A lot of issues from the project stem from the initial idea and frame rather than the intricacies. It's likely that if you're making a short film right now or something and it's not working, it's probably not because of the side character John or something. This John guy probably isn't actually the problem. And it's probably not the casting of John. The actor that you have for John is doing a fine job with what he's been given. But it's likely the purpose of the character getting blurred in the grander scheme of your short film or something like that, which is actually the core problem. Go back, think. What was John for, right? Why did you make him? And if you didn't have a reason to make him, remove John. The actor playing John might be pissed. Carl might not like the fact that his character John just doesn't exist anymore and that he's not getting a paycheck anymore. That's not how it works, but you know what I mean. But yeah, if there's something that isn't working and you had no idea why you put it in the first place, cut it. Or at least entirely re-envision it and try and put it in a different context so that you actually know, why you did it. Why is John here? Is he there to serve as an anchor for the main character to stick to this other character? Is he a antagonist? Is that what he was meant for? If he was none of those things, remove him. Go back to initial ideas and evaluate where they've ended up. So John was an initial idea that you came up with, and let's say that this time John had a reason. John was there to be the best friend to the main character and keep them grounded in the world and the story. Now, look at what you've done with John over this short film. There's about half an hour, and about 10 minutes of it involves John in some way. That's decent. Now, what's John doing in those scenes? Is he being a casual guy simply living his life, or is he being simply a vessel for the main character to talk to? If that's option 2, then I think you've done something wrong in terms of you wanted this John guy to be the anchor for the main character to be positioned in the world and stuff like that. So position John in the world and then bring in the main character and have that main character's interactions with John feed into, let's say, this coffee shop that they both frequent, keeps them grounded and keeps John's purpose there. So in which case, if that's solved, John isn't your problem. Let's continue going back. Let's look at something else, etc., etc. Keep looking and keep finding the things that you think have deviated too far from your original vision or have changed in a way that doesn't actually owe much to the project as a whole. Let's talk about how this affects me personally, because very recently my project has taken a dramatic nosedive in quality that has been pulled up when we decided, hard reset. We're doing an entirely different thing. In my performing arts course at the moment, performing arts, I said that in a very quick way, so you might not have heard it performing arts. There we go. We are doing an Alice in Wonderland type project with like a twist where Alice is the villain, right? Nothing too groundbreaking, but it's a really neat concept that's a baseline for here's a classic fairy tale, let's mix it up. And honestly, the way that it was going, we were so set in our ways, and it was all so conflicting at the same time. Everything got confusing, and our whole 20-minute piece, once we'd finally got everything down, made sense to us, didn't make sense to anyone else, because we'd spent so much time working on this thing that all of our ideas had become convoluted and layered in a mess of subtext that only we were privy to. So therefore, we have completely changed everything. We have modernized it. We've taken away the idea that we're all actually playing Alice in Wonderland characters, but we're still using that basis of the story to kind of frame a lot of what we're actually going to be doing. And we're taking an entirely different method at it. And almost everyone in the group is a lot more excited about it. There's one or two who are like, eh. But, you know, not everyone's going to be perfectly on board right at the start, which is absolutely fine. If you don't want to remix everything and completely do a hard reset, change all of it, consider why you started, your end goal, and how you can get there. If you've got about halfway through the project and it's not getting anywhere close to this end goal that you want to hit, think about why. Think about all of the things we've talked about previously and why that is perhaps impacting the project in like a big way. Keep cycling through until you've hit the end, and if there is nothing that you can think of that you need to change, completely start over. Because if you've gone through it and you feel like, no, this is awful, but I just can't figure out what I need to do with it, scrap, start over, go again. And that's the advice that I have. This is a shorter video, a lot of them are going to be shorter, but yeah, that's what I'm going for. Apologies for if I sniffed a few times or something. I have like a nasty throat thing. But in better news, join the Discord, because there's a event that I'm going to be hosting on a Monday evening for me, maybe midday for you if you're in America or something like that, I don't know. But it will be a few hours after my Monday video release, and we're going to be making a D&D tavern, yeah, in a call together. So join that if you want to get involved in that. There's more details in the Discord, which you can find in the description, and also basically plastered everywhere else on this channel that you can possibly think of. Speaking of the channel, you should subscribe to it maybe, and also like. And the most important thing is that you comment, because not only does it tell YouTube, hey, look at this guy, but I appreciate comments more than anything else, and because it causes discussion rather than just like, you know what I mean? But yeah, if you found this useful at all, let me know. And thanks. See ya.